Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday and a good start to your weekend. It's a long weekend for me, so getting pretty excited about that. But I am a day late on this fusion schedule plan, but please forgive me. But it does give us a chance to look at the summoning event, and there was a nice juicy surprise there for us. And I think if we can do it the way I'm thinking, it's going to save us a ton of hassle, and this is going to be a walk in the park fusion for everybody. So let's jump right into it. There's currently a couple events going on with these shards, so it does give a little bit more value for your pulls. So we got these primal shards, got some boosted events here, boosted odds here, but keep in mind that the odds of the pulling the primal is not boosted, but the other champions are boosted. We also have some 10x's going on for some cool champions, Crizia namely, and then Vitreous, sorry, yeah, he's pretty hyped champion right now, but his multipliers are pretty low. But we know Plarium, has they like just to buff multipliers because it's easy. So we might be seeing him getting buffed, but we never know. He's brand new, so maybe they'll let him simmer for a little bit. But anyways, I want to talk about this summon rush and the nice little surprise, and the big tip that I want to give you guys is this epic. This epic here is worth a ton for this fusion. It's worth a metric ton. We see 5,400 here, and we're instantly saying, no, this is ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous because, usually it's around 5,000, but they're giving us a legendary book in this place, and now they pushed it up one. I mean, that's fine. Although it is quite, it's still 11 sacreds worth, and it's quite a lot more than the rare. So the rare looks more attractive relative, but I'm going to tell you guys right now to get this epic for sure get this epic. The reason why is I'm going to show you guys my fusion plan here. So if you guys can get this epic, it will allow you to skip some of the most horrendous events. At least from my experience watching the comments and watching the community respond to things, you can skip all three of the dungeon divers. That's massive. And you can skip the champion chase. That epic is worth that. It's basically worth like 15,000, 16, 18,000 energy plus a champ chase. And we know that they've been increasing the champion chase basically to accommodate for basically to make up for epics that you can fuse. So fusion epics that you can fuse during the chase. So even though you can probably fuse, I think 2, 4, 6, 8, you can fuse at least 2 during this champ chase. At least 2 of the epics you can fuse during the champ chase. So I would expect the rare champion in the chase event to be at least 3,000 points, because usually it's about 2,500 points, but since you can fuse at least 2, I would expect it to be at least 3,000 points. So if you can skip the chase 3 dungeon divers just to acquire this epic, I think it's just massive value to go for this epic. Yes, it's going to be an additional 7 sacreds, but you'll be spending way more than 7 sacreds worth of resources basically to complete all these events. If you want to go for the chase, because the chase is attractive and it is during a 2x ancient, which is very efficient. 2x ancient would be between 30 to 60 ancients. You'll be able to complete the point threshold. So if you want to go for the chase with ancients, that's totally fine. But that means you can skip this training event, which is probably the worst event in terms of alignment in this whole schedule, because it aligns with Fire Knight and Spider, which don't really work well with training. So if you want to do a chase, then skip the training event. Easy. Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously come down to your account. You could skip the artifact enhancement event if you want. We have 3 of them, so that's kind of nasty still, but you can skip one of those if you're strapped for silver or whatever. But I just wanted to highlight that this epic is so valuable. If you have the shards to go for it, you should definitely go for it. You should definitely go for it. You have to dig. To me, I think it's it's a very easy fusion if you can get this epic. Another tip I want to give you guys is, since the summoning rush is so early, I also recommend you guys pull shards, a variety of shards, like void shards. We have Acrisia 10x, which is good. So I recommend you guys pull a variety of shards, such as void shards and mystery shards, to try to get the rares. Try to get the rares. So you can get the void rares or the regular rares. If you score one of those, that is literally worth, 5,000 energy, 20 million silver, or whatever. It's just an insane amount of value if you can do it. And if you're gonna do it get it early, then you can plan better for future events. Because if you're just pulling mysteries, for example, in Champion Chase, you might pull a rare that you're already done with, for example. But if you pull it early, now you can plan. Now you can plan a bit better, right? Now you can save an event. So those are my kind of 2 tips. Get the epic if you can get it. If you have shards, you can get it. If you can't, if you don't have shards, then there's no conversation. But if you can get it, because it's going to save you a ton of hassle later on. And also definitely pull a variety of shards for the summon rush right now, so that you can have a chance at getting some of the rares. Personally, I'm going to be pulling 10 voids, trying to get Acrisia, and then the rest will be coming from sacreds, because sacred is just more efficient, and plus I have a good amount of sacreds in the bank. I'm going to pull 200 mystery shards as well to take my shot at getting the rares with the mystery shards as well. So that's going to be my plan for the summon rush. I'm going to get the epic, skip the 3 dungeon divers, and then probably skip this last training event, because I probably will maybe participate in the champion chase, depending. I don't have too many ancients, but I might want to participate anyways, because it's kind of easy to get get a bunch of points from fusing, and then obviously pulling for ancients is decent. And then I probably have like a Broadmoor or 2 that can make it up kind of easily. I personally don't really like training events, but it might be tricky for me, because if I skip the chase and then do the training event, I won't have enough food, for example, because I need to summon food to do the training event. And if I skip the training event and do a chase, then I'm going to have some might be low on shards. For example, like this account, I only have 95 ancients. I don't really want to spend it all, kind of thing, or spend half of it. I was saving it back up for like a guarantee. I know, right? Guarantee, is that even happening? I'm not gonna pull my primal shards, of course. The boosted rate for epic and legendary but not mythical is just ridiculous. I don't know what they're like. They're trying to build like scarcity for mythical champions, or the scarcity for mythical odds, but it's just ridiculous that they don't boost the mythical rates. And I think it's eventual that they will do it. So I'm just gonna hold out on these. And yeah, it's I'm gonna wait for a better event to pull those. So I'll pull a couple void shards, and I'll fill up the rest with sacred shards, and it should be pretty straightforward from there. The dungeon diver is only 3,700. Sorry, the dungeon diver is only 3,700, so it is slightly lower than what we saw before. Before we saw 4,700, but I think it was 1 day longer. It was 1 day longer, so 3,700 seems to be the standard. This works out to about just under 6,000 energy if you're doing 25 or hard dungeon. It's about 5,500 to 6,000 energy. I forgot what the actual conversion is. It's like 0.68 or something, 0.68 points per energy. But yeah, so it's still a big energy expend. I don't think this Immortal Soulstone is worth 6,000 points. This was a legendary book in the last Dungeon Diver event, which I think is more valuable, but it is what it is. And yeah, so so definitely go for the epic if you guys can do it. Champ training looks very nice. Don't be deceived by a single shard here, considering that we did get pieces of a shard earlier, pieces of shards earlier for another training event. It ended up being similar amount of points, I believe. And then the book at 10k is pretty standard. The rare here is also pretty standard as well. This looks like a pretty good deal, the single stone here, relatively low, but I think we're gonna have to do this anyways, so we can't get away from both training events, so because they're both part of the void rare, so we can't get away from both, so you have to do some training. But anyways, hopefully you guys can take away something from this video. I think it can be very easy. And yeah, best of luck to you guys. I'll be pumping out some more videos this weekend. I had a little family thing. People were sick and all that the last couple of days, so it was a madhouse here, but I think we'll be okay moving forward. So yeah, I'll be seeing you guys soon in the next video, and if I don't see you guys, have a great weekend. And also, let me know in the comments below if you guys are actually going for this fusion. It seems the response is lukewarm, better than the previous fusion for Strategos or whatever his name was, but it seems a little bit lukewarm. So let me know in the comments below if you guys are going for it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.